Every business hits this moment. You need a simple app, maybe just a form to capture sales data or track your team's daily transactions, but your developers are at capacity and there's no time or budget to build it. But what if you could skip all of that and go from idea to a fully working app, front-end, back-end, database, and tests in just minutes? Without being a developer, that's exactly what I'm about to show you, using an incredible new tool called Kiro. Kiro isn't your typical AI coding assistant. While tools like Claude Code or Cursor are autonomous agents that respond to prompts and generate code interactively, Kiro is spec-driven. It starts from your idea and builds an entire development specification. It writes your architectural docs, generates tasks and design files, sets up node.js servers, connects databases, and even runs edge case tests, all automatically. In this demo, you'll see how Kiro transforms a simple request into a complete, production-ready system structured to professional standards. It's like having a full-stack development team, an architect, an analyst, and a designer compressed into one intelligent agent. If you've ever thought, I have an idea, but I'm not a developer, this video is for you, because Kiro is redefining what's possible for citizen software developers, turning ideas into deployed solutions with just a few clicks. And if you want to see more deep dives and demos like this one, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a lot more coming on AI-powered app development and tools that change how we build software. All right, let's jump in and head over to kiro.dev to learn more about the product and what makes it so powerful. Kiro is actually built as a fork of Visual Studio Code, developed by Amazon, and it takes everything great about VS Code, the familiar interface, extensions, and development workflow, and layers on an intelligent spec-driven agentic coding engine on top. Now, spec-driven means that instead of just reacting to prompts, Kiro plans like an engineer. It creates detailed design specs, architecture documents, and execution plans before generating any code. That's different from traditional AI coding tools, which often just produce code snippets. Kiro builds structured, maintainable software from start to finish. If you scroll through the site, you'll see that Kiro offers a free version so you can start experimenting. Every account gets 50 credits per month, plus a one-time 500 credit bonus when you sign up. Plenty to build your first few projects. For example, the sales data entry app we'll build today usually costs around 100 credits to generate front-end, back-end, API, and testing layers. So if you're curious about trying it out yourself, the free plan is more than enough to explore Kiro's full capabilities and see how powerful spec-driven AI development can be. Now let's open Kiro and start building that sales entry application from scratch. Alright, let's begin the install. It only takes about a minute to get Kiro up and running on my system. Once installed, I'll go ahead and create an account and sign in. The UI feels instantly familiar, clean, modern, and surprisingly intuitive. I really like the dark theme with its subtle mix of purple and black tones. It gives that premium creative workspace vibe. One of the first setup steps you'll notice is connecting to a repo for source control. Kiro actually walks you through this right on the Get Started screen, which makes the process completely seamless. So I'll go ahead and associate a repo for this project, and that's about it for setup. We're officially ready to start vibe coding, or better yet, have the agent create a full plan with our requirements, designs, and tasks first. Now before we do that, a quick note on Kiro's credit system. Credit consumption mainly depends on task complexity and which model or agent mode you're using. Simple prompts or code edits use a fraction of a credit, sometimes as little as 1 cent, while more complex multi-step builds naturally consume more. The auto agent mode is the most efficient, typically using 20 to 30% fewer credits compared to others, while models like Sonnet 4 apply about a 1.3x multiplier. Credits apply to everything from vibe, spec mode, prompts to spec, refinement, and task executions, all metered fractionally. And with the latest updates, Kiro's auto mode has been optimized even further to reduce usage for typical requests. As for models, even the free plan gives you access to Claude Sonnet and Haiku, which are excellent for general and rapid code generation. Higher tiered or paid versions will likely unlock Claude Opus, which is considered the gold standard for complex reasoning and large-scale code generation. My advice? Just leave it on auto. Kiro intelligently picks the best model for what you've been building, so you always get top-tier performance without micromanaging settings. Alright, setup's done, repo connected, credits ready, and models configured. Let's have Kiro generate our first project plan and see how it approaches the entire architecture from a simple idea. Alright, here's the prompt I'm giving Kiro. I'm calling the project Sales Entry Pro, a responsive sales data entry web app with 3 tabs: Sales, Customers, and Products. Each tab will have simple forms with validation, a record table with full, crude, and export to Excel buttons. I'm asking Kiro to make it fully responsive, pick the most optimal front and back-end stack, design a modern UI, preload some sample data, add pagination and search, and build REST APIs for all crude operations. Basically, a production-ready full-stack app with a great UX. So let's drop this in Kiro and see how its spec-driven agent turns this simple prompt into a complete plan and architecture. Once I hit generate, Kiro immediately starts building out the project foundation. First, it creates a requirements.md file. This lays out all the acceptance criteria and user stories, almost like a product manager documenting the what and why of the app. Then it moves on to a design.md file where things get really impressive. It defines the tech stack, design principles, and architecture, and even includes mermaid diagrams for workflows and relationships. You'll also see the API and database schemas, error handling logic, and test strategies. Everything you'd expect in a professional engineering spec. Finally, Kiro generates a tasks.md file, which serves as the implementation plan. It lists every step required to build the app, along with dependencies and execution orders. Once that's done, it begins executing those tasks sequentially, literally turning its own plan into a working product. It's like watching an autonomous development team work through design, architecture, and implementation, all in real time. Once Kiro finishes generating the full plan, I can review everything from requirements to design and tasks, and give feedback for any enhancements or adjustments. After that, I just tell it to start implementing. Kiro begins executing the plan automatically, building out the foundational scaffolding, and then generating the front-end and back-end code. At this stage, it's working almost entirely on its own, yet it still follows human-in-the-loop best practices. That means it keeps me updated throughout the process and always asks for permission before running installs or making system-level changes. So while it's operating autonomously, I'm still in control, guiding, approving, and watching as it builds a complete app right before my eyes. Just a few minutes later, Kiro gives me a local URL where both the front end and back end are fully deployed and running. I can immediately open up my browser and test the complete Sales Entry Pro application. You could work side by side with Kiro to refine and enhance the app. I can ask it to tweak the color theme, add new functionality, fix anything that doesn't feel right, or implement additional features. It's like having an instant development partner that iterates as fast as I can think to polish this into a production-ready solution. Finally, Kiro wraps it all up by generating my complete app, production-ready and deployable to any web hosting service I pick. Look at this professional UI, clean tabs for each data entry form, intuitive navigation, and zero bloat. Let's test it live. Sales tab, I add a new sales record, customer, product, quantity, date, and hit save. Boom, it's persisted, and one-click export to Excel, already built in. Let's switch to the Customers tab. Same flow, new customer record, name, email, address, saved instantly, table updates live, Excel export ready. Products tab, add a new item, SKU, price, inventory, persists immediately, visible in the app, export button works flawlessly. I can tell the agent to commit everything to GitHub with full docs. It pushes clean code, user guides, dev instructions, requirements specs, implementation plans, and even architecture diagrams. This potentially eliminates 80% of the busy work involved in building internal tools. Business teams can now ship professional sales trackers, customer CRMs, and inventory management apps in hours instead of enduring weeks of development cycles and back and forth with engineers. If this kind of efficiency moves the needle for your team, smash that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.